Ticky tack. All right.
Hey.
Hey,
Happy Friday.
hey, ho.
Yes.
We got no traditional markets. That's okay. We're going to talk about crypto. And probably talk about some indicators, a little education and whatnot. Get some good questions rolling in. Oh, look at Matt at Alpha Trading. He must be off. He must be off today.
I wish.
Oh, he says he wishes. He just has time. We like that.
Yep.
Yeah. How is everybody? How we hanging? Left or right? Left or right?
Strong, man.
What's that?
Long and strong.
Long and strong. Yes, sir. Yeah, I saw some news clips roll by. It's like guys got some shit going on over there, Yash. Of some sort. I don't know what.
I mean, there's usually some kind of nonsense, especially around certain holidays.
I was about to say. I was about to say, Jesus. This world's.
Yeah, exactly. It had, Jesus, Moses, Muhammad, whatever. If all those guys were just, they all went to the same high school and had hung out and maybe drank some coffee, and one of them owes the other one for the coffee. Hey, man, here's a few shekels. Can we just call it even?
That's
unfortunately they get the blame, and it's the people now 2,000 years later that are the idiots.
I know. I'm just saying, if those guys had all been high school buddies, maybe the whole argument's over a cup of coffee for all we know. In which case, here you go, man. I just take my shekels. It's all right. Let's just call it even.
Oh, it's like trading places. There's a dollar bet going on.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. I'm just take my fucking dollar. Let's just call it even, man.
At all of our expense.
Yes, I don't.
It's a total joke.
We just have some Cadbury eggs and some matzo brie and some whatever else is good on the holidays. I don't know.
Yeah.
Potato pancakes.
The people are just pushed into separation. It's really sad. It's really sad.
Dude. It's the same all around the world, man. It's the same really all around the world.
Oh, dude.
It really is.
Look at it. Dude, our country's a...
Yeah, man. I cry in so many ways for the people that are suffering from the humanity of inhumanity.
Yeah, it's all over.
The inhumanity of humanity. But then again, I also celebrate the fact that most of the people I know are wonderful and get along just fine.
Yeah.
And everybody's groovy most of the time.
Yeah.
And we're human beings, we're emotional, but that doesn't mean we're always mean and nasty, right?
Right.
We're pretty groovy.
This is definitely, I mean, this is rehab too. I mean, we brought in we brought in a warlord. We got him rehabbed.
Right. Right.
Where is he? I wonder. He'll be popping in. He'll be popping in.
He was making videos earlier.
I don't think he sleeps.
He probably did something else.
I don't think he sleeps. Yeah, I made a 4.
No, the monkeys keep him up at night. The monkeys and the ants.
Yes. I made a little 4 pane on the VRE here, since all the markets pretty much close. Obviously, the minis aren't, right? Dollar's not. 5 o'clock, I believe. I don't think it closes early.
Right.
So I thought I'd just have it up, a little peeky poo. Dollar just went on a little run real quick. Little run. Everything was just like, okay, I'm going to follow. What's that? What's that, P-Funk?
The futures close at 9:15.
Do they?
15 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they were open today.
Yeah.
Well,
no, they close in 15 minutes.
Nice. So everything's going to close. Well, that made it real easy then. I'm going to throw this baby on single pane. Charge around a full Bitcoin. Dollar, you go take a rest this weekend. Shitcoin. You go take a little rest. Let's pop up BTC. Yeah, a little Coinbase pair. Let's see what's happening. Look at all that fun 15-minute price action. Woohoo. All right. Tighten this up a little bit. There we go. There we go. Yeah, this thing is literally ranging around this weekly range, which, yeah, makes sense. Makes sense right now. Something's got to give, though, right? Something's got to give. Let me see something real quick. How far down was that bad boy? Hold on, give me. Yeah, that monthly. What was that monthly at? 23, I believe. Center 25.7. That's all right. Are we going to get down 27.1 top side? I don't know. I think this thing stays up here. I'm going to dig into these charts. Yeah, we're going to focus on crypto today. So yeah, let me, first of all, let me see here real quick. I got a dog knocking. Great. Where you at? Where you at? Crypto bubbles. There you are, crypto bubbles. Take a little peeky here. See what's jamming.
Hey, as you're going through your stuff, can you kind of go through the settings on the RMLR?
I mean, that's
setup.
That's simple, man. You're just changing the length. That's all you're doing. You don't want to touch anything else, really. I mean, unless you're messing with colors. Correlation. I'd leave the correlation on I leave mine on 11. But as lengths, I toggle through 30 length and 11 length. It's pretty much all. That's one of the more simple ones to set up. Which, yeah, I'll pop it open when I get to it for sure.
Yeah, I put my 30 on 12 and I put my 11 on 10. But that's, all a matter of preferences. And I play around with those numbers a lot, but those are the general. Like when I share them on the channels, that's usually where I put them on 30, 12, and 11, 10. But you can really play around with those. And you can leave them on 11. They work just fine.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yep.
And that's on the C and D.
No, I'm just you mean the RMLR, right? Yeah, on the RMLR.
Okay, the RMLR, yeah, I have it. So the sample size is between 11 and 30?
I mean, you can make it way more than that, but I put,
Yeah, I just use mine on 11 or 30. Pretty much.
And then the correlation look back length?
I leave mine on 11.
He leaves his on 11. When I use the 30, I put it on 12. And when I use the 11 sample size, I put it on 10. Just for example.
And is that for any time frame, or is there a specific time frame you focus on?
That's what I'm saying. When I share my charts, what I'm showing is 30, 12, and 11, 10. Unless I'm doing something different that I care to show, those are usually the ones that I show on any time frame. Do I play around with it on other time frames? Yes, of course. But do I generally use 30, 12, and 11, 10? Most of the time, I actually do. But I do play around with them. But I don't. You don't really have to. 30, 12, and 11, 10 work really well. We've tested the heck out of them. They work remarkably well. And 30, 11 and 11, 11 also work really well. Or 30, 30, 10 and 11, 10 also work really well.
Then you got to. I mean, do you understand what the correlation's doing?
Right.
This is why I keep them set. I really don't. It doesn't matter to me really what length. Look how both lengths of the RLMR chain or stay the same. Right. This is the correlation right here. Right. You see, positively correlated, negatively correlated. I keep them both on 11 just so both lengths. Right. The predictor's telling me the same thing. Pretty much. That's why I do it. But yeah, Yasha.
And that's exactly why I change them up, because I like to see slight differences.
Yep.
Everybody
so you have a second band there. The one I'm looking at only has one band. Is there a switch I have to turn on for that second band?
Yeah, just
at the top you can set the deviation bands. You can turn them on or off. 1, 2, and 3 standard deviation.
Yeah, it's in the settings.
Little check box.
Then just use one length at a time, obviously. I save my chart having them both up, so all I got to do is turn one off. But they're always both there. Always both there. And, yeah. You see here, on the daily. That's what I thought, man. This daily candle opened up above the RMLR. Yes, it did. Where is the... 1 second here. Sure. Yep, that's a 30. Okay. So yeah, the 11 length. Boom. Is that 30 down below? Yeah, you've got the power mean rising up through here too. But here, before I get off track, let me see here. I was going to check something.
I don't show that power mean. Where is that set up at? Which one of the?
You got to add. You got to just add it. I added the ultimate power mean, turned everything off, but the 30 length, the 30 length power mean. You know, there's all kinds of. There's different plots in there. You just set one up for it. Pretty sure I posted that. Didn't I post that at one point? All the settings for that? I might not have. I don't know for sure. But yeah,
I have the one you put in the that charts tab.
Then it should be in there. Yep, should be in there. Pretty sure, unless I added it after. But all you got to do is add the UPM. You add the UPM. Boom. And then change one of the plots to power mean. Set the length. Yes, sir. What is happening here? Let me see something. Where's this at on the weekly, though? Let me see. Yeah, below. Just cruising, too. We're not at any deviation bands. Let me see real quick. Is that 30? I think it's above. Yeah, no, below. It's rising. That's what I'm waiting for. Let's get this 30 up here on the weekly. Let's get this 30 up here. See what happens. And this thing is slow. What is new? Let me do something real quick. Did I hear what?
The Twitter logo is back. The Twitter logo is back.
The Twitter logo is back.
Yes, it's no longer the Doge logo.
Well, of course it's going to
And
dump
all the
out.
degens were like, oh no, that's why the price fell 8%. Well, we were all day yesterday saying, take your profits. And the day before that, take your profits. And the day before that, take your profits.
Here, you want to see why? Has nothing to do with Elon and his goofiness. Let's find it.
Yeah.
There's the daily. There was no div on the daily. I'll tell you what, man, this thing is, boy, it's trying not to set up any hidden. Tell you what, man, this thing's dropping hard too. This is why these degens, they just go crazy over news crap like that. They just get wrecked, man. Instead of, why would you not take profit?
They also have bad memory. They're all saying, you remember how price pumped when he was on SNL? And I was like, no, actually, if you look at the price charts when he went on SNL, price came down after he went on SNL significantly.
Yeah.
Like it was at the all-time high when on it, and then it came crashing down after his performance on it.
Yep.
So, yeah, people misremember the facts. It's amazing.
Oh, yeah. 100%, man. 100%.
Well,
That's
why the charts.
Yeah, and this is just, boom, this is just a bunch of hidden bear, right? After this initial pump on the 4 hour, all these little drops. You can see higher highs on the returns oscillator, right? Lower highs on price action. Let me see here. Yeah, this would have been, obviously, you're having this outlier right here. For God's sakes, you're out there and you're trading this little shit coin here. Why would you not take your profit? Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I mean, look at grade, look at volatility reads, look at everything just peak right here. This indicator just telling you, take your profit. Now, did we get slightly, once this pullback happened, look at all that. Look at the wicks. Look at the wicks on these 4 hour candles, man. Right? How do you not get shaken out of your position there? Almost making you, hey, take your profit before we dump this out, right? The volatility was contracting, negatively correlated. So this thing just continued to walk up, right? Then that contraction turns positive. Whoop. Expansion right here, negatively correlated. Boom. And literally, I mean, trend about this point right here. And then right back into random walk. Right back into random walk. Z-score's already all the way at the bottom. Z-score setting up some hidden, but yeah, I'm not paying too much attention to that when I see the returns oscillator's been doing nothing but setting up hidden bull. Hidden bear, sorry. But when that's setting up hidden bear, what else is happening? It's setting up bull div, right? At the same time. So that's why you get a lot of this erratic price action. A lot of wicks. The fissures are a wreck down here. Not even close to being locked up, moving together. Yeah, it's just one of those, you know. These people pump these shit coins, man. There's no rhyme or reason. Everybody wants to say it was Elon. It's a joke. It is a joke. They're going to say, well, Elon pumped it. And we showed yesterday, right? No, didn't at all. No. There was hidden bull. There was hidden bull on the 4 hour. I'm sure you dropped down through some time frames before that initial pump. Yeah, you're probably popping div off everywhere. Let me see. Look, Jiminy Christmas. Hello. Yeah, bull div right there in the 30, on the 33 minute that launched it. And that looks like, you start dropping down through time frames. Let's see if it's setting up on the 15 here. Where's that? There it is. Yep, same thing, man. 15 minute, you would have got the best entry, right? Bounced right off the zero mean. Right here was that first 33 minute candle. Could have got in on it. Not on the 33 minute chart, obviously, but I wouldn't feel too bad at getting an entry on the 15 if I saw that. Then, especially, you get the entry and then you immediately start having an outlier. You're along for the ride. Who knows where this thing's going to go? Then you see when the variance turns down, it's negatively correlated. Then it runs to the top. Right? Runs to the top. Boom. That would have been. But obviously, when that variance is done at the top side, take your profit. There's no reason not to. You're not getting it if you're not doing that. Now, as time moves forward and you learn to use these indicators more efficiently, you'll be able to get more juice out of the trades. But in the beginning, highly recommend taking that profit often, especially with you're using the variance, right? It's telling you when the outlier is over, right? It's a no-brainer. Take the profits, and then you're using the VRE, right? And that's what you're doing. So when you get these moves on low time frames, what 4 hour or daily distribution levels are you hitting? And are you being greedy? There's no reason to be greedy, because usually when you hit these areas, it's going to stop price action for a little bit. You're probably going to get another entry in the same direction, right? But are you going to take the chance of losing some of that profit? There's no reason. That's what a lot of people do. They just sit in trades until they lose half their profit. Okay, now I'll take it. Well, the same with, I'm not a believer in, like laddering profits. It makes zero sense to me. You're taking your profit. Why give them anything? That's a little bit of, you still got that in the back of your head, a little bit of greed, right? You're like, no, I don't want to take all my profit. I'm just going to take a little bit just in case it goes up a little higher. But, if it goes against me, I'll lose a little. It's okay. I recommend taking all the profit. I never do that. I'll never leave a little bit of a position open. In my opinion, there's no reason. Plus, if I see a good profit taking area, it's like I'm going to leave a little on. Well, then I got to push my tea time back, and I don't want to do that. I want to get out of this trade and get to the golf course, man. What are we doing? That's true. Truth is being spoke now. Oh, now we know why he takes profits. He's got to get to the golf course. That's right. I think last year I won just as much on the golf course as I did trading. Let's see here. Okay, 15 minute. But yeah, we just showed why Doge. There was an imbalance in the buy and sell pressure. All down through. Right? Daily, no. There wasn't anything really. Let me take a peek one more time on that daily. Yeah, you can see there was no div. It was all on the lower time frames, which is what you want, right? Which is what you want. Now the volatility obviously expanded, positively correlated. They all were. You can tell on moves like that. Usually when you get these big moves, we've talked about it before, no matter if it's to the downside or the top side, right? Volatility expansion, right? When volatility is contracting, if it's negatively correlated, a data set will start walking up. Candle after candle after candle, depending on what time frame it is. And then as soon as that correlation breaks, that volatility is contracted and then expands again, it ebb and flows right into a pump or a dump. That's usually how moves start. They start walking up and then they pump. They start walking down, then they dump. Let's see here. And usually when you don't see that, right, is when volatility falls off a cliff, right? There's no like steady contraction where something's gonna walk up. It could be negatively correlated when you do get that drop off in volatility when it falls off that cliff, but you're gonna get like maybe one candle, right? One candle's gonna start to walk, and that thing could pump immediately and just explode. That's why we love our volatility percentile. It tells you a lot, right? Not that implied volatility rank, historical volatility don't come into play, because they do. They do. That's why we got it all built into one indicator, and we took historical volatility and combined it with implied volatility. So we want all those volatility metrics, and when they peak out at 100 percentile, this is so powerful in low time frames, right? To know when do I take profit, right? If the volatility is expanded at 100 percentile, all three lengths and grade, right? This is grade, the red and white line that changes. These other skinny lines, that is the alpha price percentile. That, in my opinion, I use that for like buyer and seller exhaustion, not oversold, not overbought. We've talked about this before. And a lot of people put it this way. A lot of people will trick themselves into saying, oh, well, this thing's overbought, so I'm just going to sell. Does that make any sense at all? If something's overbought, it's because a lot of people are buying it. The last thing you want to do is be on the other side of those trades, man. Why short it? Continue. And I guarantee you, when you look in the charts, when you look in the VEPS charts, and in all these other places where people are using traditional TA and talking about, hey, the Stoke, the RSI, it's overbought, it's oversold. I guarantee I'll show you in the VEPS why that move is going to continue moving up or moving down, right? What are they using? Their Stoke or their RSI is already pegged. There's nothing to see there. There's nothing to see there anytime. Hint, right? We all know that are here. We've all used that stuff, right? And we're not really gonna bash people for using it. It's a learning process. A lot of people have to lose money. Some people never get out of that, right? They'll do nothing more. It's almost like they just have fun trading. I'm not trading because it's fun. Who trades because it's fun? I mean, I'm trading to make money. Bottom line. If fun comes with it, that's even better. And after a while, once you get a good edge, then it does become fun. But the main goal is to make money, or what in the hell are you doing? Some people just like to fund others, right? Which is, hey man, if that's your deal, no problem. We'll take your money. We will take your money. And if we're not taking it, the algos are, especially if you're not taking your profits. Yeah, because, we got people come in, they're like, oh, you bash this. You say people can't make money on TA. We have never said that. In exactly the opposite. We've literally said you can make money using that. Most traders don't. Why? Because they don't take their profit. They don't limit their losses. They're emotionally attached to their trades. Yeah, it's ridiculous, man. We would know. You can make money throwing darts at a dartboard if you have a correct edge. And that edge, so if that's all you're doing, if that's part of your edge is throwing darts at a dartboard to go long or short, you better not be emotionally attached to your trade. You better take your profits. And if the position turns on you, right, get out of it. Get out of it. Don't take a loss. There's no reason to, even a little one. You can get out really quick. You can see it happening, right? It's a no-brainer. Let's get out. Meanwhile, Doge is trying to set up.
One of my biggest nemesis is over trading.
Oh yeah,
it's always been over trading.
Right.
It's just like you're never satisfied.
Yeah, you don't always have to be in a trade, man. That's for sure.
Right. I had a couple days a month ago. Within 3 days, I had like 50 trades.
I mean, you can definitely do that. I
was positive on so many of them, but then again, the one or two. I mean, my percentage is high for making money, but man, those I get lost in the afternoon. I would get lost in the afternoon, and it would take it back. It's just interesting how using this. I haven't I haven't tied everything together yet. I try to listen as intently as I can. But yesterday was a good example where I was using Z score, the APP and CC, and then the Swiss. They all tied together at once, and they were clicking, and I just made a small trade, but it was absolutely dead on. And I waited for a cross. Now I don't know if this is. I was on a 5 minute. I'm using. I don't know. 5 minutes seems to be my best short term. But 5 minute, and I saw a cross with the mean, and I'm still trying to understand what it's a trend line, but I have to go back in the settings to see what it's called.
Was I just going?
But I used that, and literally, it was right on. I mean, I could have sat on that.
Entropy shows you when it's in a trending move and when it's on a random walk. So you can easily just wait for the occurrence of opportunity, just like you would with volatility. As soon as it's heading into a trending move on Entropy, you take the trade and get out as soon as the trending move is over. It doesn't matter if the trending move continues or not in a later candle or whatever. You can get back in the position and continue with the trend if it's going to continue, or just wait for the next occurrence of opportunity. So, there's that, right?
An engine.
And that together with the volatility, I mean, it's a powerful pair of information right there. It really is. That's all. That's the game.
Yep. So see here you got this move on engine.
And on volatility, that's the one I'm still a little bit weak on, is the volatility piece.
It's going to take a while.
Indicators for? Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're using the key indicator, right? You're using the AVR, and you're using the one that has the APP and the CC on it for whatever. But if you use our volatility indicators and our entropy indicators, when volatility is fully contracted, it has nothing left to do but expand. When volatility is fully expanded, it has nothing left to do but contract. And it's just a question of what's the correlation going to do, So it's all about those tendencies in the cheat sheet, learning those, mastering those, and remember they work for volatility and for entropy. Correlation matters on both of those, right? And expansion and contraction matters on both of those.
Yeah, and that's the first thing you want to do. Learn the tendencies of the volatility cheat sheet. You need to understand that the expansion, contraction, correlation breaks. 100%.
It really is.
But here I want to show this.
And there's just 6. I mean, you can remember 6 things, right? You can remember six combinations. This plus this equals that. This plus that equals the other thing. You know what I mean? There's just 6 of them. You just drill them into your head. Make it a song. Do whatever mnemonic device you got to do. Remember them. They should be not second nature. They should be your nature. And then you will know. I was
already noticing on 4 or 5 of these. I mean, where they were correlating without even knowing anything about them, just by paying attention, and observing and then listening. Now I'll get the nomenclature down, but
yeah, it's really just
to be astute and observe and make sure you're understanding what you're looking at. And I can see it. I mean, all day yesterday, I've just been focusing on seeing it, just literally putting my mind to, because I have been paying close attention of what you guys have been, the details you've been earmarking. And it's
an easy thing to do. If you have a printer, just print out the cheat sheet and keep it next to your monitor or something, and just memorize that thing. Like, it is incredibly powerful. We call them tendencies. We don't want to call them rules, but they're damn close. It's they're amazing.
And those are those set of rules that you say that aren't rules, basically.
Yeah. We call them tendencies. They're basically rules, but we don't call them rules. They're tendencies because they can, they don't necessarily have to do that 100% of the time, because if you look at all of the information and then you toss in some randomness, some geometric Brownian motion can always throw things off for a candle or two, but then it will eventually continue with the tendencies. Like, because usually what will happen is if it doesn't play out the way you expect on a given candle, it'll usually do on the next candle, because probably there was some randomness involved. And all randomness is stuff we don't know or stuff we can't quantify in some way because of whatever other external reasons it might be. Somebody with a huge position did a particular move or whatever. There's all kinds of reasons you have randomness, right? Randomness, that's why we call it randomness. It's just stuff we can't quantify yet or at all. But the tendencies work the overwhelming majority of the time. And that's why they're so important. That's why they are the fundamental. They're the fundamental 6 things you need to learn to trade volatility and entropy. Absolutely.
And let me add that when Yasha said a lot of the time, they work 100% of the time when you learn all 3 lengths of volatility. If like one length is showing and you're confused, you're like, well, wait a minute. Say the low length's expanding, right? It's positively correlated. Why is the price, what if the price was going down? Why is the price going down? Guarantee you go to the 981, the 2400, find it. If the 2400's expanding negatively correlated, it's going to run right over the others. I mean, and it'll drop, right? Price will drop. Same.
What is the 2400 and the 981? What is that reference to?
There's just different lengths on your volatility.
Okay.
Yeah, different lengths. That's the AVR is set up where you can have 3 plots of different lengths of volatility. Obviously, I'm on a week on Engine. It's not even showing the 2400. But before I want to show this. Everybody, why? Why is this happening right now? Engine's up 13%? Just some random shit coin. I mean, it's not random. It's been around. Shit, man. It was around at the beginning of the last bull run. It just was coming out, I think, in 17. Let's see real quick. Let me see. When did this shit coin pop on the scene? I think I'm correct. Let's see. Actually, damn. End of the bull run, Engine pulled on. So Engine's never really seen the glory. It's trying. I guess it did on this recent bull run, but yeah, the 2017.
I think they've been around for like five years or 6 years. Or something
well,
like
yeah, because I'm looking on Binance. Hell, Engine could have been on other exchanges and stuff. But look at the hidden bull div. And so you're like, okay, well, when's it going to play out, man? It's hidden bull on the weekly, right? That's a continuation divergence. Continuation of what? This move. Right here. That's what we're seeing. Well, I would have got wrecked. If I traded this. I mean, we're just going sideways for a month. Yeah, you don't get in the trade. Look when it crossed the 0 mean. That's when you get the pop. And you drop down through the time frames. You're probably in somewhere down here at the bottom of this wick. Right? You drop it down to a daily, to a 4-hour use that workflow. But when you get hidden bull or hidden bear on a weekly, wait for that returns oscillator. Wait for the returns oscillator. There's always a reason in the VEPS that you won't find in traditional TA, right? I mean, I could check. I don't even feel like doing it because that's getting old. We're not here to compare ourselves really with that crap. There's no comparison. Sometimes we do it just to be like, look, this is ridiculous. Because I see posts or people are using it for divergence. Twitter stuff, other Discords, and I just shake my head and I'm like, silly. Especially when they're showing div on the RSI, but the returns oscillator isn't showing it, or the returns oscillator is showing that play already happened. This is the issue of people using lagging indicators. You're behind all the time. I don't think people understand. And look at that positive correlation. Right? On the weekly. So that thing is jamming. You see what else? Let's see why Hex is dumping. I already know why. I mean, that thing was just moving hardcore for a while. You heard Yasha talking about it for literally months. Let's see here. We had Hex. Where should we go with Hex? It's not too many places. Yeah, well, because you either love him or hate him. Right? Richard Hart. I like the guy. I like his style. First time I saw a video and he's sitting in a king chair and he's got candelabras all around and shit and 12-foot draperies and looks like he's in a vampire lair. I was like, yeah, who is this dude? He just drew me in immediately. And then he draws you in, and then you listen to him. And you're like, oh, shit. This guy's fucking smart, right? We can all agree on that. If you know who I'm talking about. Guy's smart, man. He knows what he's doing. He just rubs people the wrong way. Not me. I mean, I rub people the wrong way. Maybe that's why I like him. It's all good, though. All good. Let's pop Hex up here. Against what pair would you, let me see here. Would you recommend there, Yasha? Just a crypto cap?
Usually, yeah. Or just, Hex dollar or Hex BTC, whatever.
Yeah.
Hex ETH, even, whatever.
There's not even and we're up here on the weekly. I mean, you can see this whole move. Hex from the bottom down here. What, oh, hell, I don't know. God damn, man. Things. What is this damn thing worth? Yeah, let me see something, man. I got to get a better. Let me see. Uniswap. Cap. I mean, where in the hell does this thing trade? There's Spot Crypto. That's on TradingView. What exchange? Uniswap. Oh, here, Poloniex. Poloniex has got it. Uni, yeah, I mean, nothing wrong with Uni. If you guys don't know what Uniswap is, it's decentralized.
Dude, they made Uniswap explode when they launched it.
Gotcha. So here's the weekly, right? This whole run from, I mean, what are we talking about? 1.5 cents, ran up to over a dime. I mean, this is Dogecoin shit happening right here. Look at the returns oscillator, man. That's not sustainable. That thing was going to drop at some point. Look at all the fissures, right? Down. Let me see what this looks like. What started this? Let's look at the daily. Yeah, it's a little erratic, but guarantee you. Yeah, I mean, you got bear div right here, right? Bear div right here. And if we're talking about from this data set, finally, I mean, we're getting back to it right now. But all these are all higher highs over here still, right? So it's just still playing out. Now that bear div's gone. Now the bear div is gone, but you got nothing to the downside. No hope. I mean, you got a little bit from back here, but this thing's looking like it wants to drop for sure. Still in a random walk. Volatility. Drop down to 4 hour. What are you doing, Hex? Oof. Yeah, we got liquidity issues. We got some liquidity issues. Looks like Tron in 2018, 2017, some exchanges. That was fun to trade, though, wasn't it? Good stuff. Remember those days? Looking Tron and what was it? Tron, Cardano, Verge. The rise of the shitcoin. Jesus, those things went on meteoric freaking rampages.
Oh, yeah.
Then you get people, it's not a bubble. Okay. That sure was. It was a massive one. They blew that sucker up. Yeah, there's just some history on this. Let me see something else. Yeah, poor Doge. Oh, Doge. It is what it is. Let's see how long this is going to continue here. Good Lord. We already looked at it, but yeah. I mean, it's setting up bull. Should get up here on these higher time frames. Yeah, nothing up here. What? What do you want? Are you a good girl? Do you want out? You just went out. You're just giving me the shit. Go. Come on. Get your butt out. Go. All right. Let's see. What do we got here? Oh, Bonk, you are a shitcoin. How's Bonk even worth anything? This thing's not going anywhere until we get a real bull run. That's for damn sure. Let's see what Bonk's doing. That was funny looking. Was that the daily? No, that was a weekly, wasn't it? Bonk opens up. Remember that? Woohoo! Then everybody was like, is this coin? What's this coin in my wallet? Is this a scam? No, it's tradable. Sell, sell, sell. That was awesome. I went to bed. I had a free airdrop. I went to bed like on a Wednesday night. My bonk was worth 800 Solana. 800 Solana. I woke up, it was worth 400. I went to bed right here. Woke up right here. No shit. That happened overnight. That pullback right there. Pretty funny. I was like, yeah, I'm going to take profit on that free airdrop. And aped in, bought some more whales. No brainer. No brainer to ape in on them whales. Bonk has a liquidity problem. Had a nice little pump there. Woo, go bonk. What is bonk? Bonk is just like Doge, just a meme coin of a chain, right? It's the Solana meme coin, which, yeah, it's all good. Speaking of Solana, let's check out Solana. Problems, issues, too many dirtbags holding it. Got to shake them out. Got to shake them out. But we're on the 4 hour, right? Just like on Bitcoin, volatility's low. Volatility's low. We were talking about wanting to see a move. Here's some bull div right here. Bull div on Solana on the 4 hour. Just across the zero mean. So we're getting a nice little pop here. Starting to, still got two fishers down though. This thing's not going to run too fast yet. 2400's flat. Looks like it's expanding a little bit. Yep, a little bit. See, that's why I always talk about, I try to show this a lot on each stream, talking about the 3 different lengths of volatility. I mean, I talk about it literally in every stream. I'll go through and I will change the correlation. I know everybody has seen me do this a million times. There's a reason. And you can actually add all 3 correlations, but man, it makes the indicator huge. So you've got the low length expanding, positively correlated. Let's see the 981. That is this line right here. Expanding. Expanding. Negatively correlated. The 2400 is starting to expand. And it's actually, this thing, oof. So you got the 981 and the 2400. The 2400 just broke correlation. 981, it was a while ago. That's why we're getting this low time frame little pump because of the 525. But these other 2 lengths are negatively correlated. So unless you get a correlation break, which is more likely going to happen, is that going to happen on the 2400 or is it going to happen on the 981? Definitely. The correlation is going to break on the 981 first. Makes sense, right? I mean, it's a lower length anyway. Because the 2400s on the top side literally just broke, started sloping to the downside. So this is going to be what's going to break first. So if you can continue positively correlated with the 525 length and that 981 catch up, this thing could pump. This thing could definitely pump. And the 2400 will do its thing. And considering we got this bull div. We do have the bull div. What's this daily look like? I would say volatility's crushed on Solana on the daily. It's crushed on Bitcoin. All right, daily and 4 hour. Got a move coming. You definitely got a move coming. This daily, although this daily chart's clean. When I say that, it's literally there's no div on either side. So when I'm seeing this and I'm seeing this, what's that kind of tell you? Does that raise the probability for me that this move could be to the downside, at least at the beginning? Yeah, the Z-score, man. Especially when you see the returns oscillator make a move across the zero mean to the downside and it's positively correlated. So we could get a move to the downside. This weekend, I think there's going to be a move, right? I'm never going to say, oh, it's going to be a move downside. Oh, it's going to be a move topside. Could do either. But just seeing this, that just raised the probability. This thing could go to the downside. But you're going to have to use that workflow. Get in on the right move and take your profit. Because right now on the 4 hour, it's going the other way. But I showed you that 2400 just broke correlation and it's expanding negatively correlated. So, Shazam. see what the 90 minutes doing. God, what time is it? 9:45. Telegram's blowing up already. It's a holiday, man. Leave me alone. Here's a little bull div right here. All right. No, actually it wasn't. That was a yeah. It was a higher low. We're all good there. It's just popping. Was it from back here? Yeah, all the way back here. Definitely. Bull div all these lower lows, right? Got all higher lows here. This was the closest. It's still div though. Still bull div. Maybe this is the pop. When this builds and builds and builds and builds, eventually you're going to have a breakout. Eventually you're going to have a breakout. But when I see this returns oscillator this high already, it's going to turn down. It's going to turn down at some point with what? Hidden bear probably, unless this thing just goes nuclear, gets up to about, I don't know, $21, which it easily could. It easily could. But low length, you start contracting positively correlated. This thing could turn down quick. Let's see here. Having an outlier on the 45. There we go. Volatility expanding. Yeah, that's why this thing's popping on these low time frames. Well, yeah, I mean, look at the bull div. Look at the bull div. It was there. All the fishers are up. Another thing too, you see all this bull div and all the fishers are up. At some point, you're going to pop, right? At some point, it's going to pop. But you would definitely, to get that entry, you're continuing to drop down through your workflow. And this is, in my opinion, this is like a big part of becoming a volatility trader. You need to be able to analyze. You need to have a workflow. You need to understand what the volatility is telling you. I can't teach that. Nobody can teach you how to look at volatility reads on a weekly, on a daily, on a 4 hour, a 90, a 45, a 33, a 15, and get you to understand when that entry's coming. You have to understand what you're seeing in the volatility, right? And then that entry is usually going to start with an outlier down here somewhere, right? You're going to start to have an outlier, and that's a fat tail event. A fat tail event on a 3-minute time frame, let's just say on Bitcoin, dude, you can get a $500 move, right? Quick, just boom, 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 boom. Could be smaller than that, but I'm just saying, we're talking low time frames. Bitcoin is so volatile. On a 3-minute chart, literally within like 9 minutes, 3-minute candles, you can have a $500 move. We've seen it. We've seen $1,000 candles, man. It happened not too long ago. It moves, man. When it moves, it moves, and that's why degens get wrecked.
There's a question coming in from the YouTubes. How do you not be emotionally attached to your trades? To which my answer is very simple. Take your profits early and often and limit your loss. And remember that bots don't have emotions. They get in and they get out of trades quickly, and they take their profits.
Yeah.
And if they're in a losing position, they limit their loss. That's how you become emotionally unattached from your trades. And the easiest way to do that is to trade things you're not emotionally attached about. So if you love Bitcoin and you're a new trader, you probably shouldn't trade Bitcoin. Go trade something you don't care about. Go trade wheat, or go trade some altcoin you don't care about that has decent liquidity, or go trade some stock that you don't care about that has decent liquidity.
Yeah, go to Forex.
Go trade some commodity. Yeah, go to Forex.
There's a shit ton of liquidity in there, and you're gonna get these indicators on Forex. And you'll be like, "Oh, I'm a pro," but then you come back to Bitcoin, and you're like, "Wait, I'm still semi-pro."
Exactly. Yeah. So don't trade things that you are emotionally attached to. Like, seriously, that's just a bad idea. You want to learn how to not be emotionally attached. Do it the easy way rather than suffering and torturing yourself for no reason and actually losing money. If you want to go and suffer and torture yourself, just don't lose money while you're doing it. So go and trade things that you don't care about, that just have good information, that you have good information on the charts for, and then just trade that. Think like a bot. Don't get yourself wrapped up. If you see you're in a losing position, get out fast. If you see you're in a winning position, take your profits as soon as you hit your target, and don't be greedy. That's the easiest way to do it. Bots don't have greedy mechanisms. They don't have emotions. They don't care. They just trade, what the numbers are telling them. That's it, right? They trade according to their parameters, and whoever's managing them sets these rules, or those rules, or whatever they say. It hits 2 standard deviations, take your profits. That's what they do. Right? Same thing. That's exactly how you do it.
And yeah, in the easiest thing, instead of immediately trying to understand how you can become unattached to this, first realize the other side of your trades, just like that's the first thing Yasha said, they are not emotional. They are bots. That's who's trading against you. Who's going to have the advantage there every time? The bots are going to, because you're emotionally attached to the trades. And that's more of like that's why trading low time frames is going to help, right? Because people are used to swing trading. And what gets you emotional? Well, you get bad entries. And so what gets you emotional in the first place? If that trade turns against you, you know, that's going to just screw you up inside. You're going to want to hold on to the trade because you think you get a good entry. You're getting beat up by it, so you're feeling very uneasy. It's when you're trading these low time frames and you're using the distribution to take profits. I'm telling you, you will cut that out. You really will cut that out. It might take a little while, but you will start, instead of being addicted to that emotion and that dopamine, you're going to start getting attached to taking profit and limiting your losses. It's just a mind shift. It'll happen. It's easy. It's easy. It really is.
And I think something that was mentioned a couple of days ago makes a lot of sense in terms of there's a time frame in which, if you look back on any trade you've ever done, there's a time frame in which you were right or wrong. I mean, it falls in line that if you're wrong, you're wrong. But what gets built into your head with the exterior world is that you believe that it can come back. Somehow it's built into your psyche that it can come back. Give it enough time. And all it does is just keep deteriorating into the same until, I mean, I've lived that, and I'm trying to get over that right now. It's part of the recovery. Simple part of the recovery to stay detached, stay focused on your data. If you're not sure, go back to these. I'm telling you, go back to this. And this thing was screaming at me yesterday. This data was literally screaming at me yesterday, and I was able to just make a decent trade with no emotion. And that's really what it comes down to, is getting out the emotion. I've truly been trying to just break the emotional barrier, not having to trade, focus on the data, and don't think about it. Don't let your mind talk to you about a trade, because that's not going to work. It's the information that you're provided in front of you at all times, and it's never going to change. There is no change. It's only what they're doing on the other side. Of course, it's what they're doing on the other side. They built an absolute masterpiece. I have to admit, an absolute masterpiece. And that's my comment on. And you have to be just as good on your side, because that's what you're fighting is that masterpiece. I call it the most intelligent people on the planet because that's who they hire. Right? I got lucky by landing in here, I'm telling you, because I'm never going to get hired over there.
Yeah.
For sure not.
Let's see here.
And I'm new to this, so I'm just letting anybody that's listening, I'm new to this. And
you're picking it up
I
quick.
think I'm
You're picking it up quick.
barely
really
scratching the surface.
You really are.
But it's already triggering me to be more patient, to be more methodical. Like you said, workflow. I've always gone in and out of chart time frames. I mean, I'll go back years and come back to a minute. It doesn't matter to me. And I've been using this in the same way. The beauty of this is to be able to scan backwards. I can't believe this. That part of it alone, how far you're able to scale back. I mean, amazing that I'm able to just go back and look look at this data, I can just move it and move it and move it and look back and have the same information right in front of me.
Yeah.
I have to admit, that is amazing.
Yeah.
Got here.
Yeah, that's why I
never
say
done
people want to quote unquote back test this. First of all, best thing to do is actually just to use them on the 1 minute or whatever. But if you're going to look back in time and stuff, you can just drag it back and look on. And then you can also put it on that replay function, which TradingView has, which is also kind of neat. Stick it on like, you know, the 1 minute or the 5 minute or whatever time frame you want. Put the speed on high enough so you can see the changes happening. And it works, man. It just works. And people will say,
Oh, where's that?
What's that?
Is that on the top there?
Yeah, the top towards the right of the chart of the navigation.
It says replay.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, the replay icon says replay.
And this is what we recommend. Yep. You can go.
Yeah.
You can go down to like a 1 minute chart. If you have a premium account, right, you can drop down into, I mean, you can get down into Algoville, right? Big time.
Yeah.
And you know, we built these indicators to understand what the algorithms are doing. So know that right out of the gate. This is exactly what this is doing. So you throw this on a 30-second, and when you see a move that happened, replay it. Watch the volatility indicators, the entropy, the returns oscillator, especially if there's a div play. Watch what happens when that returns oscillator crosses a zero mean. All right. Powerful, man. Very powerful. Very powerful.
Yeah. Watch how the volatility is expanding or contracting, and watch how the correlation is moving up or down, and whether it's significant or not. It tells you that right there. I mean, you can see it very clear as day. That's the beauty of something like the replay. But then people will be like, "But wait, your indicators repaint, and you know certain indicators repaint." Yeah, they're repainting because they're leading information. Things change, context change. That's why you have to look at the information while you're running the trade. You don't just walk away from your desk and be like, "Well, it said it was going to go up, so it has to go up." Yeah, well, what if it doesn't? Because something changed during that time frame. That's why we keep our eyes on the desk. We keep our eyes on the screen while we're trading. And when we're not trading, okay, go take a break, go do whatever. Don't be in a trade when you walk away. That's number one rule of not getting messed up by not being at your desk. And keep your eyes on the desk when you're actually in a trade.
Yeah, big time. Meanwhile,
and your gut always tells you. Your mind lies to you.
Yep. The gut, man. That's what I follow. You have to. It's the smart brain. It's it's going to lead you in the right direction.
Sure.
The mind will jack you up every time.
And by the way, if you're one of those people that your gut is usually the wrong way, then look the other way, or don't try to use your gut, right? Just use the information of the indicators. That's why we built these things. You don't have to rely on your sixth sense. You can, if you're good at it. Some people are. Some people are not. Some people have a terrible sense of when things are going to go up or down. But the information on the charts will not mislead you. It is correct because it's built on relevant math.
Exactly.
Yeah, just like yesterday, I focused on. There was one thing I've always had going into Good Friday, right? Into this weekend, that no matter what the Dow was doing yesterday, whatever it was telling you, whatever the correlation, see it, S&P and everything, that the Dow was going to end up slightly positive no matter what. All day, I had one focus. I didn't trade on that. I traded on this data, but literally I watched all day as the Dow just jacked around all day long. And that's just gut stuff. That's just look back, just what I've seen in the past about this particular time frame in history. It's always been one of those things that just happens for some reason.
Yes, sir.
But anyways, that's a side note.
Dig it.
I didn't trade on that.
Dig it. So look at these volatility reads, man. Crazy. And this is what retail traders don't understand. They don't know about this move that's incoming. Is it to the top side or to the downside? Yet to be determined. Why? Because the volatility's crushed, right? You need volatility expansion. You're in a total random walk too. This data set is in a total random walk. When you're in a total random walk and the volatility's crushed like this, we've got a big move coming, and it's probably going to go into trend. Probably going to go into trend. Not probably. Let's see here. Especially when you got the daily and the 4 hour looking the way it is. I mean, they are just crushed volatility. We went through the 4 hour, all those reads, right? And that 2400 down here is expanding, negatively correlated, right? And now look at the 525. Same thing. Yeah, we got a move coming this weekend. Possibly. We talked about it yesterday. This would be perfect too. Hammer down those CME boys. For sure. So let me see something here. We've got the top of the monthly at 27. Right? Top of the monthly at 27K. 27. Let's go over here. Let's put the power beans back on. Oof. Oof, 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 oof. So the 4 hour power mean band's almost totally flipped bearish. Almost totally flipped bearish. We haven't been able to get by the 9 and the 33 length log moving average. Been holding on to the 99. Been holding on to the 99. You start to see the 9 and the 33 cross down here. Right? Let's see. Literally sometime tomorrow. Look out. Look out. Look out for some volatility expansion. And it could be to the downside. Right? This thing's cooked. It's outside the power mean band. Still. Or higher time frames. Daily finally got back in it. But look, we got the wave trend down here, 25.6. $25,600. Top side of the monthly at 27K. Let's see here. What is down at 26.5? Well, on today, we got the 95.4 Laplace. Make sure. Yep, 95.4 Laplace. We're right down there. Right down there. Daily wave trend. Boop, boop. Right here. And the 33. Right? The 33 log MA is right there too. I mean, this would be a great spot right here to bounce from. This baby does drop right to there. But you go up here on these higher time frames, go to a 3-day, 2-day, we're still outside. Way outside. And so what's the top side of the power mean band up here? Yeah, we got 26.3. Pretty much same area where that daily wave trend's at. Same area. Weekly wave trend is down at about 25K. About 25K, but this is slow. This is turning up real nice. This is why I continue to talk about BTC going to the top side. But look, we know how BTC rolls. This thing is going to take out people that have not taken their profits. When all these retail traders are loading up stop losses, wherever the hell they're loading them up, guarantee they're going to get taken out. Guarantee it. They're just building this up. Just hammer people. So because what are people doing? Using their lagging indicators. Probably, hey man, we need to add on here. We need to get leveraged. Let's get more leverage. That liquidation point just starts climbing right up behind them. Doesn't take much of a move to liquidate them. Unfortunately, it's an unfortunate thing that happens. If you haven't been liquidated, you just haven't lived. And if you've been liquidated more than once, you need a lobotomy. Why? That should just be a slap right across the chops, right? Don't ever let that happen again. Because when you look back at any time you've ever been liquidated, it's gross. You were emotionally attached to the trade. You were over leveraged. Who knows why, right? Who knows why? Maybe you weren't just paying attention. If you're trading these markets, you damn sure better pay attention. Got to monitor your trades. That's why we don't trade. That's why we don't swing trade volatility. That's why we intraday trade it, right? Let alone leaving money on these centralized crypto exchanges. Bad idea. Bad idea. FTX, for example, right? And if you think that dude, he was the reason why that happened. Oh boy. Like Yasha said before, I sell you beachfront property in South Dakota. Got some nice beachfront property. Crazy.
Oh, absolutely.
It's crazy, man. That thing got co-opted from day one. Day one. A lot of smart people saw it coming. A lot of people were like, yeah, something's not right here. I mean, don't you remember? FTX just hammered onto the scene. And I mean, just rose so fast. Yeah, that was propped up to do what? Crush crypto, right? Crush crypto. They don't want cryptocurrency decentralized. That's why all these centralized exchanges popped up. Everybody needs to just start trading on the DEXs. Suck the liquidity out of those centralized exchanges. Stop using them, man. Stop using them. That's what they want. They want you to be using these centralized exchanges where you don't have to. That's what cryptocurrency and being your own bank is all about. Decentralization. In it for the tech, man. Isn't that what they say? In it for the tech. In it for the tech. We do. We got this Fisher up here at about over 41.5 area. Looking for that to get tapped. But so when is this bull run going to be on? When will the bull run be on fully? I'll tell you what, on this macro time frame. First off, you got to get the 9 and the 33 log MA. You got to get them crossing up the reverse wave trend, right? Get that power mean band flip bullish. And then when you see everything on this weekly, and we're talking, this is unless we just get a massive pump, this is going to take a little while. But once everything gets back up above this Fisher, not power mean bands, bullish, look out. This thing could run. This thing can run hard too. But we're talking higher prices. Higher prices. And that's what I've been looking at. You get BTC back over 40K. People are going to get some FOMO. That's just a ridiculous state of affairs, especially for retailers. The same people asking me they should buy Bitcoin at 15.5 are still the same people asking me if they should buy at 28,000. You understand what I'm saying? It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. People are scared. People don't know when to get good entries. Yeah, it's a disease. It's a disease with retail traders. It's okay though. We're trying to save one at a time. One at a time, and they are coming. They do come. So yeah, don't mind the haters. They're out there. They got nothing better to do on a holiday than just come find a stream to come in and just laugh at. But hey, newsflash. Thanks for the view, Goofy. Thanks for the view. That's what these dum-dums don't understand. Every time you come in, you're viewing it. And that's what we want. We just want the views. There is no bad publicity when you have the bee's knees. There's nothing better. People can say whatever they want. That's because not only are they emotionally attached to trades, they're emotionally attached to their lagging indicators. It's not our problem.
Only that, the more you look, even if you hate this when you first see it because it goes against your philosophy or your ideology, it's all right. Just keep looking. After a while, I bet you're going to start to think, maybe these guys know something. And then, hey, feel free to ask a nice question, or just feel free to ask a question. We're happy to answer.
Happy.
I don't care who you are.
Happy.
We're not here to sell you. We're really not here to sell. Like, we do not care if you don't trade this way. We just don't care. The ones who want to learn this, we welcome all of you with open arms. The ones who don't want to learn, that's fine. We don't disrespect you for choosing to trade your way. Go do it. Have fun. We are here to help those that want to learn this way. It's a better way, in our opinion. That's why we're here.
I got this baby popped up on the CMEs.
I can't wait to see what you come up with next.
Oh, it's nonstop.
Yeah, dude.
Always pushing the envelope. Always pushing the envelope. And yeah, and just, the guy that really the math behind all this, he's got a lot of, he comes in every once in a while with some wild ideas. It's just like, oh boy, let's go. Let's see where this leads us. So we will see. He knows his stuff. Guy was literally in my DMs for 6 months. 6 months But just like, you get a lot of
Yeah.
DMs. You get a lot of DMs of people saying, oh, I can build this stuff. And I'm always just like, oh, let's see it, man, blah, blah. And you never hear and blah, blah, blah. And he was just one that slipped through. And then just one day sends me screenshots of all these indicators that we were literally trying to build, but badly needed somebody that knew the math, right? I mean, we knew some math, but not to this level. And I was just immediately went into the chat. Yo! I showed everybody else these screenshots. We all just went ape shit together. Ah!
Yeah.
You're in, my friend.
An awesome gem. Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Very powerful indeed. Let me see here. Is anything going on in Alpha Voice? I mean, it's a holiday. We don't have a very big group. I'm in it for the tech. That's right. That's right. All right.
That's small. I mean, no traditional market, so goes to figure is going to be slow foot traffic anywhere.
When does CMEs close at regular time today?
So, yeah,
I mean, they're open now.
Yeah, I don't know what time. You can look up the calendar or look it up if you want.
I wonder if they close early. I wonder if they close at noon or something. Or if it's a full day. You think they'd close early. You do. Oh, yeah. And everybody's
I think it's a good idea. I think it's a good idea what was mentioned here before in terms of accumulation, just like you would say gold or silver. I mean, what with Bitcoin or whatever your choice is, to just accumulate over time, no matter what the price is, because if you're looking at a long term, wherever you're going to put your long term, this what we're doing here. I mean, this is short term action. I'm doing 0 DTEs. And, I don't even do anything anymore. But as those products, say again.
I was just gonna say CME should all be closed by now, from what I can see. At 10:15, it should all be closed.
Oh, they're open. What'd you say? They're closing at 10:15?
10:15 is what it says.
Yeah, well, it's 10:12.
Well, there you go.
So they're getting ready to close.
I'm looking at it says there E-mini S&P futures closed at 8:15. That's what it says.
Okay.
And ZT 2-year T-note futures closed also at 10:15. Everything else closed at 10:15 on their holiday calendar that's here on their website.
On the CME, all right. And here's like when people are like, "Well, you don't know what you're talking about." It's like, yeah, we do. The algos run the distribution, run the volatility ranges, and usually right before the close of the day, depending on where that data set is, right? And look here yesterday. So the CMEs drop down to the first support level. I mean, a wick right to it. And then what happens, right? You finally reacquire the 68.3 Laplace. Pretty sure it's 68.3. Where's the top side? Probably rejecting off of it up there. Hold on. Yep. So you get the rejection off the top side of the 68.3, shoot it right down to the bottom. At the end of the day, you get a bounce off of the bottom side. The bulls trying to run it up to close above the new daily volatility range. The bears are like not having it. Because what could have happened, right? What if the CMEs opened up above the daily, right? Could be pumping, right? Could be using that as support. Instead, the bears right in the last hour pushed it down, so it opened up below. Hasn't even really, I mean, percentage-wise, close enough for a test. But yeah, I mean, you're literally down here hanging around the bottom side of the weekly volatility range. Because of that, could have been a different story. But this is the game that's always played at the end of the day. And that's why I like at the end of the day in SPY, where you'll see those last couple 15-minute candles pump or dump. Same thing's happening. You got the bulls and the bears battling to see where this thing's going to open up. Because that volatility range is going to determine usually what the heck's going to go on. Because like right here, what if we pump up and find support on the top side? It didn't, though. And really, this is the Colossus. And what are we doing? We're bouncing off that first support level on the daily range again, right? Tried to make its way up there. And like I just said, percentage-wise, close enough. And what's that, 28,330? Yeah, I mean, we're talking $70. $70. Definitely close enough for a weekly. Or for a daily, I mean. Let's see. So yeah, that's what I wanted to see. CMEs, but they're closing. Like, they're closed. Okay, get off
Yeah,
of
they should be
that.
closed now.
Yep, they're closed. Good. Now everybody can go home. It's a good day.
And everything should be opening back up on Monday. Right, the traditional market.
Right.
Open on Monday.
Everything's coming. You know what? What's XRP doing? What's XRP doing? Caught up below the weekly. Yeah, tried right here. Tried for a breakout. Right back down to the bottom side of the 68.3 Laplace. The algos ran right to it. Did they take profit there? Bigger than shit. Bigger than shit. And here on today's, right? You open up. See, here's the bears. Right before literally before the freaking close. They run it down below. The bulls are like, no, we're going. They continued pushing down. Right? That's where it bounced from. 68.3 Laplace distribution range. And then they run it up on top of the daily, send a wick down to the bottom, grab up some liquidity, and run it to the center of the weekly with the wick. Pulls back where? Wicks right to the top of the daily, right back up to this monthly and the bottom of the weekly. See how the algos are they run these ranges, man. People are like, people don't understand to begin with. All this data set doing right here, this is algos pushing this price action around. Usually divergence plays, the imbalance of buy and sell pressure. That's what's going on in these markets. When everybody's like, why does the data set do this? Why does it do that? Well, you've only got buying and selling going on. Let's simplify it. Everybody wants to make it so complicated. It's not. It's not complicated. There's only buying and selling going on. And then when you realize the price actions following returns, right? What kind of divergence are you looking for? How are you going to see that imbalance in buy and sell pressure? Looking at an RSI or a Stoke? No. You're not going to see it there. That's why we've pulled up the RSI 1,000 times. And when the returns oscillator is showing divergence, the RSI literally probably 80-90% of the time is not showing div. When it does show div, the move is already played out on the returns oscillator. See, this is the problem with people using lagging indicators. And they're addicted to those. Right? That's why when you bring forth something like this, P.O. boy just ruffles people's feathers. They want to come in and just make fun of it and talk stuff about it. And I just laugh. It's like, yeah, I'm sure you're bitter. You've lost a lot of money. It's okay. The algos or a volatility trader, high probability we're on the other sides of those trades. People that understand where the data set is in the distribution and the volatility ranges. Instead of actually every day, every week, every new month, these new ranges populate, right? These new ranges populate. The dailies don't move within the daily. The weeklies don't move within the weekly. The monthlies don't move within the monthly. I'm talking about the price action volatility ranges. The distribution is fluid. Makes sense. Are those levels going to fluctuate a little bit? Yeah, the standard deviation of returns is volatility. Right? Volatility will move those levels a little bit, especially big volatile moves. If I wouldn't have just loaded this, and this was already loaded, you would see these distribution levels with this move. You would see the 4-hour and the dailies. You would see them get disrupted, right? But since we just populated it, and that's what you always want to do. You want to reset your chart after a big volatile move so it levels out. So all those distribution levels, 4-hour and daily, level back out for you so you know where they're at. Because right here, when you get a wick by it, guarantee it, that fluctuated down. You probably tapped it to the dollar. Then it pulls back up. All right. But yeah, XRP stuck below the weekly range. Went on a hell of a run, though. So let's see here. Pull it up on the charts. Daily first. Let's see. Yeah, there's the bear right there, man. Boom, boom. Sucker got pulled back hard. And you're outside the power mean band, right? And so when did the move to the downside start? Look where it crosses zero mean. Boop, 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 boop. Right back to where? There's the 9-length log MA right there. We are outside the power mean band with bear div. It's kind of a no-brainer. You're waiting patiently for that. But are you trading the daily? No. So how are you going to get in on that move, right? By having a workflow. Your entry is going to be down here somewhere, right? By using this workflow, you're going to pinpoint it down to getting a perfect entry. And it's always going to usually be a divergence play. Somewhere on these low time frames will kick it off, and then that just rolls right up through. Oh, 1 minute? Wanted me to go to the 1 minute, did you? No, I was on the daily. Let's go to the 4 hour. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So guarantee on this 4 hour, this thing shot outside the power means. Yes, came back in, and now it's just hovering around the wave trend. Tell you what, right now, man, this wave trend crosses down this fissure. Look out below. Look out below on XRP. Everybody's like, oh, but it's XRP, man. Yeah, it's XRP. Oh, Django wants to look at that Aptos again. I will for you. Guarantee it hasn't changed much. But that is fine. It's going to move too. It's going to move with Bitcoin. I mean, that thing has been known to run. But yeah, let me finish up here on XRP. And we'll go to it. Yeah, I know you love it, my man. I know you love it. All these fishers right now are up on the 4 hour. Trying to, right? Got a couple crossing the mean of the bands. Look at this random walk, right? The trend was to the top side right there. Barely. All this movement. See, this is where people don't understand what trend and what a random walk is. This, from this candle up, that was trend. That was trend. All this is just random, right? These moves before from all this is just all random. There's the trend. There's the trend right there. That's all there was. And back here, there was some trend. That's when we say the markets are usually in a random walk. It's true. How do we know that? Because our entropy indicator tells us that. It's what you should be using for trend. We just happen to have it. We just have happened to build an entropy indicator. Good luck finding other ones that are worthy. Built with the correct math and whatnot. Very hard. Very, very hard.
Good luck finding anybody else going to explain it to you in this detail. Quite happily.
This is something that the high frequency trading firms are finally getting on. You talk about new. This is very new. That's why we talk about entropy. People like traditional TA, they're just like, oh, what? What do you mean entropy? It's like entropy. You do know what it is, right? Google it if you don't. Then you'll see why we use it for trend and random walk. That's why, my friends, that's why. It's a 4 hour looking interesting. Like I said, that 4 hour dangerously close for those power mean bands and the wave trend are crossing down. Crossing down. That will be bad. Let me see. 90 minutes. Yeah, this thing's just been going sideways after the pump. After the pump, when it was announced XRP is going to rule the world. That's what our warlord would tell you. That's the honey he will pour in your ears. Take it at your own risk. Nah, we love warlord. Who knows, right? This world's nuts. And people were pumped, right? It's all about this lawsuit. People are like, oh, this lawsuit wasn't going on, blah, 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 blah. XRP be at the moon. Okay. Okie dokie. I'm telling you, everything, this, check it out. The correlation is gonna be strong, right? Gonna be strong. This, I'm gonna call it this asset class, right? It's not even, what's the cap? Where are you? Total 1.14 trillion. Dude, everything's gonna follow Bitcoin. You get up here around in between 5 to 10 trillion, we might see some things start to take on a life of their own. But right now, everything's going to follow Bitcoin. It always does. You'll get some random pumps and dumps and things like that. But on a macro level, I'm telling you, man, everything's going to follow Bitcoin. And Bitcoin will just suck the wind out of all these altcoin sales. I mean, look at the dominance. What is it, 47.34? Let's take a peek at that, because it's definitely went up. Right, here was down at the bottom. So what, 46.9? Yeah, this thing's, what am I on for? Jeez, I'm on a 45 minute. Hold on, what do I want to go to? Yeah, we were down there. Yeah, right about 40. Right about 40%. I mean, that thing's up, what, 7.34% since then? Yeah, looking good. Looking good. What's been catching a bunch? Oh, yeah. All right, man. All right, man. I hear you. You're in my head. You're going, Aptos. Aptos. We must have Aptos. All right, I'm going to get it for you, bro. KuCoin.
Hey, can you talk a little bit? Can you talk a little bit more on that entropy, just in terms of the relationship of the chart itself in relationship to the market? Because I'm still a little bit.
So
I understand entropy, but how it relates to the actual changes.
Well, the only thing this is doing is telling you, is it in trend? Is it in trend or is it in a random walk? And when you have a volatility expansion and it drops into trend, that's just one more level telling you this thing is going to go hard, right? Going to go hard. Just even in this little move, or it was in a random walk right here. Boom. The predictor flips, goes into trend during this volatility expansion, negatively correlated. Whoop. And what Aptos drop? 11.2 down to 11. I mean, great scalp. 33 minute. Yeah. That's all it's doing. There's like nothing's hidden. Nothing's, I mean, it's all just right in your face. And this is entropy percentile up here. Shannon entropy percentile. All right. And it's got the predictor colors too. And so not only are you going into trend, look at the entropy percentile. It's building. All right. This is just on, especially on low time frames. It helps you when that thing's coming out of trend. It's a good time to take profit. Just like the volatility indicator, you use all these together. But look, this is stuff that you're going to have to see on the chart for yourself. I mean, I can tell you what these things are doing, but until your eyes start picking it up, that's why I have these together. These work together. They are fluid. That's why I have Z-score, variance, returns oscillator, the Fishers, and the DLP together. Right? This is telling me when we're having outliers and when the data spreads from the mean, if it's positively or negatively correlated, and whether or not we're having an outlier. When that entropy on the inner line turns pink, when the inner line turns pink, you're having an outlier. An outlier is a second standard deviation move or greater. And you can have them all in the same variance, the same spread. Look, the data's spreading. We're having an outlier. It's positively correlated. Boom, 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 boom. Then boom, the correlation changes, still having an outlier, but it was to the downside. All right, thing just turns right around. Whoop. Then when the entropy, when the variance is coming down at the beginning, it's positively correlated. So it drops even more, right? But then boom, correlation changes on the contraction, negatively correlated, boop, 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 right back up. Right back up, man. That's how all this works together. And once you start to see it all, dude, you'll know. You'll be like, oh shit, this was the moment they were talking about. Everybody has it. Everybody has it. You stare at it all for long enough, and you know what's going to increase that. Stone this thing on a 1 minute. Looking for moves, even if it's just the trending moves, right? Even when it's just the trending moves, go back and replay them. This is how you're going to learn it. Replay it. Watch the volatility and the entropy. Right? Watch the volatility and the entropy. Look for the divergence plays, right? You can pause it right in the middle of something. Was there div? Yeah, there was div. So, yeah, that's what you got to do. You'll get it. You will get it. I can just tell how you're going after this stuff. You're going at this just like P-Funk did, right? Just like P-Funk did. P-Funk is a market maker for decades. He literally, like day 2, like the first week that he came into the Discord, he was like, you guys, if I would have had these tools when I was making markets, oh shit. And I was like, yeah, man. Yeah. That's why market makers hate us. Trust me.
Yeah.
Why they're just hammering everybody. We're just like, hey, I see you. I see you. I know what you're doing.
I wish I had it 6 months ago.
Yeah, man.
Right. There you go. You have them now.
Yeah, for sure.
That's
That's
pretty
a
good.
simple statement.
So, and here's a perfect example too.
No, I had it. I was
15 minute on Aptos, right? We got these lower lows. Now we're getting a pop. Why? Bull div. Bounce right off the zero mean. Positively correlated, right? Lost correlation right there, but boom, got it right back to the top. Now, variance is coming down positively correlated. All the fishers are up right now, though. Literally still in a random walk. The predictor, though, the predictor's flip positive, right, to the top side. You can see when that predictor flips, man, there you go. And now, so you get the expansion in volatility, positively correlated. Contracting, negatively correlated. If this correlation continues to drop negative and we go to a zero volatility, this could be ebb and flowing right into a pump, right? Right into a pump. Now, that's going to be a continuation, right? Look, if this returns oscillator drops back down and creates hidden bull with a lower low, right as that volatility is contracting all the way negatively correlated, the correlation breaks positive. The hidden bull, you're waiting for the returns oscillator to cross back up the zero mean. Bam, there's the continuation move. So let's see how this plays out. We'll come back to it. What time is it? 10:30? Yeah, we're good. We good. Got a half hour. Got a half hour. That's what you're looking for. All this works together. And that is those three things I just talked about, right? The volatility, those tendencies of what usually happens, the variance in the div plays, big. And here was the first bull div play right here. Bam, right? So it kind of flutters around. You get a move right here. But look, I mean, the bears are just hammering this thing down. It was that second stab, third stab right there. And then boom, release the hounds. It's not a huge move, right? But it is what it is. And now you're waiting for this really just some sideways action, a little pullback maybe. Let's see if it sets up hidden bull, right? Let's see if it sets up. Because the volatility's ebb and flowing that way. Let me see something real quick though. There's such little history on this thing since it's so fresh. Yeah, definitely got bull div on the 4 hour too. One fisher's up, so you're waiting for that. And div, I mean, you do got some bull div from right here. It's not as strong as it is from this point back here. So you got a couple nice stabs. Look at the returns oscillator. Has not crossed the zero mean. Probably going to do it on the next 4 hour candle. If that happens, you'll probably see a pop. You will probably see a pop. Although you get up here on the 4 hour, volatility is starting to expand. The correlation's breaking negative. So that's where you want to look at the 981, which is, which one is this bad boy? Yeah, this is the 2400 now. So the 981's expanding as well. Let's go here. Where are you? Let's see how the 981's correlated. Starting to break. Jesus. Starting to break correlation. -2 as it expands. 2400 is contracting a little bit, almost going sideways, but it is contracting, negatively correlated. So you got the high length 2400. Let me blow this up. Yeah, contracting, negatively correlated. And the other two are expanding, negatively correlated. So the 2400 saying walk up, and the other two are saying down. The 2400 is definitely a higher length, and it's powerful. It's real powerful. But we're on the 4 hour, right? We're just looking. What is the volatility doing? I'm not making a trade based on what I'm seeing here. I am taking this information and very fast, right? Information. Speed, right? So I'm taking this information and very, very quickly, I'm running down through a workflow and I'm painting a picture in my mind of what this volatility is about to do. Yep. And this is something you have to learn by yourself. I can tell you, I mean, that's the thing. it's almost like I can't explain it. It becomes part of you when you're using these workflows, right? It just clicks one day, man. It just clicks one day. You'll see. You stick with it, you will see. You will see it. Just like P-Funk, right? Other people, everybody in the Discord. It's not like we all got on top of this, right? In the beginning, it takes a while. It definitely takes a while. Lots of chart time. Lots of chart time. I mean, if you got a free hour, throw it on a minute and start replaying moves. That's the best thing you could do. That's the best thing you can do to learn quickly. And a lot of people, while they're learning this, it's like, take a break too. You don't have to trade. You can chill. You can just watch the replays and get a basic idea of what's happening, right? But like I've been telling, if you're listening and you're new, we do have this free trial. But I highly suggest not coming into Discord day one and then requesting that free trial. Watch this stuff for a little while. Get the basic terminology down. Listen to us speak about these things, right? All this, I mean, every day we're talking about this stuff. Give yourself a week or two of trying to get the basics down, right? And then get the free trial, right? And then you have an idea of what you're doing a little bit. At least you've seen us setting things up. You know what questions to ask now. You know a little bit of the terminology. You're not going to be totally lost, because that 2 weeks is going to go quick. Because that's what we've noticed. We've had people come in, right? And they got the free trial immediately, and then they're starting to learn all the basics first, and then boom, that free trial runs out. So we've extended it for some people a little bit so they can get a little more grip on it. That's what we recommend, because I'll tell you what, right now, it's a pain in the ass. We have to give you access to all these different indicators, and it takes a while, right? Ask Matt. He does most of it, and it's a pain in the butt. Now, we can set it for an auto expire, but in the beginning, we have to literally indicator by indicator by indicator give access to that, to your TradingView account. And we have a lot of indicators. So, yeah, man. Give yourself a little while to get the lingo down and then request it. That's another thing people should realize. Dude, we're not trying to extract money from you. If you see it, hey, by all means, man, after the free trial, subscribe. Help support us. Right? Help support these guys that are creating these indicators. That's the thing. The developers, man. You know, we're flying. We're flying the stealth fighters. These guys are building the indicators. So yeah, you are literally supporting them, supporting our channel. And if you see it, you see it. If you don't, man, we're not gonna hate on you, because we know everybody's not gonna see it. The cult's strong, man. It'll suck you right back in immediately.
I know my ticket.
Yeah.
I'm going to get my ticket to that train.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and also like what Bill was saying, like the cult is strong, and also we don't mind if the majority of people never learn to trade this way. I mean, as much as I'd love to save everybody from getting wrecked, the fact is, even if everybody in the world traded with VEPS indicators, most of them wouldn't do it right, because just like they don't trade properly with other indicators, they wouldn't trade right with these either, because they get emotionally attached. So it's like, if you can figure out how to limit your loss, take profit early and often, and not be emotionally attached, and you can see that the math makes sense, like the math tools make sense. You don't have to be a genius in math. You just have to learn how to read these indicators and fly the plane that's built on them. Great. But if not, hey man, I don't mind if you keep trading your way, and good luck to you. You know, the probability is that you'll be the liquidity on the other side of my trade at some point. But hey, that's your choice, and God bless you. You know, more power to you. I hope you succeed, but the statistics say you won't.
Dude, if you're not trading this shit coin with low time frame volatility, man, that's why I'm like, okay, Django, what are you doing? What are you doing? Are you just sitting in a position, or are you just investing in Aptos? I mean, a lot of people like it. I don't know where it's going to go. Don't know really where it's going to go, but we know how crypto rolls. I think
that's the baby. I think that's the baby, isn't it?
The what?
Spooks or something.
Yeah.
I think Spooks is his baby. Yeah.
Ah. Gotcha. Has a project on Aptos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a maker.
Even more reason I wouldn't worry about the price then. Wouldn't worry too much about the price. That's going to do what it's going to do. He's like, oh, yeah, I got you. Well, yeah, that's the thing. It's like with the whales, right? It's like, I mean, I don't really give a crap what the price of Solana's at, to be honest. I mean, it'd be nice if Solana right now with what the Bitcoin price is, Solana should be about $60, $70. Just got caught up in that crap, man. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. And so why is the price staying down here? It's distribution, man. People are getting rid of it. These bad actors that have Solana, they're selling it off slowly. Slowly. I mean, there was a big sell-off in the beginning, right? They were liquidating Solana to pay shit and all that. I don't exactly know what happened, but it's all scammy crap. To bring down crypto, they're trying so hard. They don't want people buying this stuff. They're buying it all.
Yep. You remember 2018, man, when all the big bag holders were saying, oh, this thing is dead. Meanwhile, they're all accumulating 2018, 2019 when prices were low. Yep. And it was like, I don't know, half a year or more. Like price didn't budge. Like it was like 1% up, 1% down, 1% up, 1% down. It just kept staying there. Like it was like, just nuts, man. Like whatever, dude. Just so silly. And all the people who have big bags and knew a lot better, what were they doing? Buying quietly, just doing that. And you had the huge banks saying, "No, this stuff is crap." Meanwhile, they're like hiring hundreds of employees, building trading desks, and buying hundreds of millions of dollars at a time of crypto. It's funny, man.
So here's the daily range on Aptos. Tight. Did it trend already? Yeah. To the downside. Past this first support level of the weekly volatility range. Here's the bottom right here. Look at the weekly and the monthly volatility range. Well, why do you think this thing's rejecting right here? That's the bottom of the monthly right there. All right. That's the bottom of the monthly range. There's the bottom of the weekly. All right. Who do you think there's a pile of bears hanging out up here getting drunk on honey? Definitely. Slapping this thing down. Slap, slap, slap. Not letting it get a foothold. Because if Aptos gets up above, I mean, right, week's running out. Month isn't. So let's just say this, because you can see, all right? Where's that weekly? There it is right there, top of the weekly. You think there was bears waiting there? Or no, yeah, top of the weekly. Boy, they just hammered that thing down. Got it down on that daily back inside the 68.3 Laplace that is right below the center. Boom, 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 wham. All right, bears hammered that thing down below the 68.3 Laplace. But then 68.3% chance by the end of the day it climbs back up in there. Did it? Yep, almost centered out right between it. And why was this going back up? Why were the bulls pushing this back up? How many times do I have to say this? Here was the new daily. The bulls were trying to push this damn thing back up to close at the bottom of the monthly right here above the new daily. Instead, what happened? They didn't make it. Look at the last 15-minute candle. You go up, the bulls push it to the top side of the 4-hour 68.3 Laplace. Perfect wick. And then it pulls back, opens up below, rejects immediately, almost goes to the first support level. Can't get up above it. Whoops. Then, here we go down here. New day, right? There's the bulls again. Oh, they close right at it. Immediately, it just dumps out. Got up above, boom, here we are. Now we're stuck. All right, this data set's stuck down here. This thing's got work to do. If Aptos can get up above the top of the monthly, $12.17, this thing could run. But other than that, you're probably going to see wicks into these areas and just getting beaten down by these bears. They're going to try hard to keep this down. Okay, these are the algos, man. They're going to try to push this down. But then you get up above here, you'll see those algos that had the sell on hard. They will flip that thing. And that's when you get those big pumps. And that's when you see short liquidations happen. You think these high frequency trading firms are the ones getting liquidated? No. You got some hedge funds that do, though. Bunch of dum-dums. That's why be really freaking careful who you give your money to, because high probability they don't know what the hell they're doing. Let me see. That's what crypto's all about. Be your own boss. Be your own bank. Make your own investments. A lot of people, well, I don't have time to do that. Wow. So you're telling me because you work all the time, you're making all this money to invest in the markets. Does that make any sense? So you're giving your money to somebody else. If there's a high probability, they're not going to get very good profits for you. If not, lose it all, right? You're out here. So when are you going to become your own bank, make your own investments so you can stop working that hard in the freaking first place to make money to give to somebody else to trade for you? Learn how to trade the VEPS. Get into crypto, become your own bank, make your own investments. Like I keep saying, be in control of your own money. Then maybe one day you don't have your job anymore. Your job is you're a professional trader, right? You spend half the day in pajamas. Just kidding. Trading the market open every day, having a good time. Crypto's a blast. You can trade it anytime, 24/7, 365. It's what attracts a lot of people. I remember when people are going, oh, institutional guys, they're not in crypto. I'm like, this is like in Disneyland to those guys. Are you kidding me right now? They're having a ball. They're over here in droves, man. Don't think it, right? Because those guys, yeah, dude, they're talking about addicted to trading. So they're freaking on the weekends. Woo! That's why crypto's so fun, man. Really is. Fun. Never stops. Don't think those traditional markets aren't going to be doing the same thing at some point here, right? They're losing. They could be making so much more money, and they know it. They know it. Wouldn't be a bit surprised if every market's just going to be continuous. Probably right around the time when we get the projection boss to project from the current candle on non-continuous markets is when they'll become a continuous market. And we're like, oh, it was all for nothing. All right. It's about time to wrap this thing up anyway. Nice little Good Friday stream. Yeah. So you heard what I said about Aptos. I mean, this thing's going to continue, but low time frames. Yeah, man, there's a lot of little trades to be had. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Good stuff.
A quick question before you wrap up. This is the chart, this one and the chart before. Can you put them in that new chart or the free chart trial, that tab?
I mean, I can when I get them set up correctly. Plus, we're publishing a couple indicators too. So to be able to do this one, we're getting ready to do the upgrade on the Swiss, and I'm pretty sure it was volatility too. And what else? The fish. I need to upgrade all three of these before I can do that on that one. And the VRE, I need to switch it up and put the upgraded normal distribution one on here, and then I can. But that's the holdback. So as soon as I do that, yes, 100% I will. 100% I will. But until then, all you got to do is pop in the chat and just ask somebody for the settings.
Yeah. And there's some things happening. There's going to be announced probably over the weekend and early next week.
How the hell do you do that?
I'm figuring most people won't be around over the weekend, but whoever will be, we'll probably find out first. And
dude, I just found
early
that.
next week we'll probably have announcements.
I finally found the little emoji thing.
Good, thanks.
I'm gonna laugh at myself. Woohoo! Pow pow! Pow pow pow! Oh, how much fun!
Wow.
Now I know where the emojis are. Oh, that's exciting. That's exciting. 100% it is. Oh no. Bilbo found the emojis. We're in trouble now. Jesus. He's quick on it too. You get Django with the quick fingers, throwing all kinds of.
City.
No, that's fun. That is fun. So let's see what crypto does the rest of the day today into the morning, because we might have a stream tomorrow, but crypto's going to have to move to come in and do a stream. So let's see what happens. And if we do get a move, we will be back on tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If not Monday, hey, everybody have a great holiday. If it's a holiday for you, right? just enjoy your 3-day weekend if you're having a 3-day weekend. Shit, I'm having a 4-day weekend, so it's all good. Let's either way, we're gonna get back at it 9 a.m. Monday morning. But like I said, if crypto makes a move, we'll be back tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. And if you do, before I do publish those other charts, just go into the main Discord in general. And if this indicator, the way it's set up, just ask for somebody's settings. And all you got to do is load up the VRE, put them on the right settings, and then overlay Laplace and normal distribution. If you have the free trial, you're going to have those. But obviously, it's easier if I just do it. I just got to do the upgrade on the normal. I'll try to do that when we hang up here. We'll see what we get. So yeah, thanks guys. I know it is a holiday today, so thanks for being in the chat. If you are here, thanks for watching on YouTube or Twitch. If you're in TradingView, hit the rocket icon. Help us get out to other traders. Trying to save one at a time. Hello, you want to say bye? Ruff, ruff. All right, guys. Wherever you live out on this big, beautiful blue marble. Have a wonderful rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening. Alpha Trade.